The JoLynn Braley Show, Episode 37, Why You Can't Lose Weight Permanently. And welcome. This is JoLynn Braley, weight loss mindset expert and founder of the Inner Self Diet, and this is the JoLynn Braley Show. Join me on today's show as I go beyond the food to the real issue. What is the real issue? Well, the real issue is your mindset. Yes, it is a fact. Your mindset is 90% of the solution if what you crave is permanent success with your weight. If you would love to leave all of your never-ending food and weight struggles behind you, then you must get a weight loss mindset. This is not my belief or my thing that I've made up. It is really just how it is. In fact, it is one of the universal laws that all of us live under, and you will never change universal laws. You either learn how to work with them consciously, or you don't, and then you continue to struggle. And one of the universal laws all of us live under is the inner and the outer always match. So, when you have an FAT mindset, which is a mindset grounded in fear-attracting thoughts, that FAT mindset matches the fat body on the outside. So on the inside you're fat, on the outside you're fat. When you get a weight loss mindset on the inside, then what that does is it makes the small 10%, which is how you eat, diet, and exercise. So the 10% is diet and exercise. When you get a weight loss mindset on the inside, it makes the diet and exercise extremely easy to do. And then on the outside, you will have the body of your dreams, whatever that body is in your dreams. Of course, being realistic and healthy. This is about living a healthy lifestyle. I'm not here to help anyone become a size 00, and that is not what I do with my clients in the Inner Self Diet. The exceptional women and a few cool men who I work with in the Inner Self Diet, they want their ideal body, and that is different for each person. Most of the people I work with do not want six-pack abs. However, I have had a couple clients, actually I've even worked with some fitness professionals who, if you have any experience with the fitness industry, there are many people in that industry who on the outside they look fit, but on the inside they have a great deal of obsession and struggle with food and their weight. So then you could say, well, how could they have an FAT mindset on the inside and be in struggle but have a slender, strong body on the outside? The way that works is they're forcing themselves to do all of the physical actions, the 10%. They're forcing themselves to do that to get what you see on the outside, but it's extremely, it's a struggle, it's a force, and it's an extreme battle that they live with every day. It's not fun, it's not easy, it's not filled with joy and love. So that's an example of the fact that you can force yourself to lose weight. In fact, I'm sure that you've already done that in your life. You have forced yourself to do diets and you have lost weight. Losing weight is not the problem for you. The problem is that you are unable to live healthy and fit consistently, and you're unable to lose that weight and keep it off. So you continue yo-yo dieting, your emotional eating has never gone away, your binge eating, your food obsessions, stuffing yourself, night eating, beating yourself up mentally and emotionally, being in a perfectionist mindset, black and white thinking, Any kind of negative, unhealthy behavior, those have never gone away, even when you have forced yourself to lose weight. When you have to force yourself to eat healthy and exercise on the outside, you still do not have the 90% of the problem healed and taken care of. If you had a weight loss mindset on the inside, if your inner self were in alignment with the body and, of course, the life that you want on the outside, because you cannot separate the two. Your mind goes with you everywhere, just like your body goes with you everywhere. And how you think and feel is not just impacting your body, it is impacting your entire life. In fact, one of my clients, a graduate of the Inner Self Diet, Laura, said it extremely well when she was talking in her Total Success interview, her audio testimonial. She was talking about the fact that not only had she transformed herself and her mindset and her eating and her exercise behaviors, and all of that had become struggle-free, but her job had transformed, her work had transformed, her relationships with her coworkers had transformed. She was getting job offers. All of these other things were transforming in her life that had nothing to do with food and weight, but she realized that it had everything to do with food and weight, because the food and the weight is not the problem, and it never was the problem. Your problem is a life problem. Your problem is a mindset problem. Your problem is an inner self problem. And you can't separate all of that from your work, from your relationships, from any area of your life, because the way that you let's see, the easiest way to say this is your mindset, it goes with you everywhere. There's no other way to really say that. You can't stop your mindset from going with you to every place you go, because you have an FAT mindset, which is driving your unhealthy behaviors on the outside, that adds the weight, packs on the pounds, keeps you overeating. That FAT mindset doesn't just stop when you leave the house and go to work. It goes with you. This is why when you heal the root of the why you became overweight in the first place, when you heal the root of that and you get a weight loss mindset, then that is why all other areas of your life transform. And that is the only way that you're going to achieve permanent weight loss, is by going to the root of this problem, healing it, and then you will be able to easily drop the fat and keep it off. And this actually, let's look at today's topic, which is why you can't lose weight permanently. So, first of all, let's define exactly what is permanent weight loss. Permanent weight loss, it is not perfection. Let's get that out of the way right away. Permanent weight loss is not about perfection. I'll give you an example to illustrate. There are naturally slender people who have either never had a weight problem, or they did the Inner Self Diet and they got a weight loss mindset and now they are naturally slender. Either one of those two groups. A person like that, it doesn't mean that they never, ever, ever overeat. Let's look at Thanksgiving as an example. All right, that's a day that lots of people overeat. The difference between a naturally slender person and the person with the FAT mindset, such as yourself, which, understand, it's not that that means you're bad or anything. It's actually a really good thing to know that you have an FAT mindset, because then that tells you that nothing outside of you needs to change. Only you need to change. Only your mindset needs to change. All right, so there's a person just like you who has an FAT mindset and you overeat on Thanksgiving. And then over here is another person who is naturally slender and they overeat on Thanksgiving. Here's the difference between the two. You, with the FAT mindset, you overeat and you tell yourself, oh, I blew it. I screwed up my diet. I'll have to start again on Monday. And since Thanksgiving almost always is on a Thursday, I'm pretty sure that that's the way it is. It's always on a Thursday. Then you're telling yourself you'll start again on Monday. There's no reason to do anything different today because it's Thursday and it's the weekend. And coincidentally, you tell yourself this every weekend when you blow your diet by the time the weekend comes, you say, oh, well, I'll just eat whatever I want this weekend, and then I will start again on Monday. So Thanksgiving is no different. And then you're already stuffed, but you go find more food to eat because you already blew it. Okay, that's what you with the FAT mindset does. The person who is naturally slender, they notice that they overate because they feel uncomfortable, and they notice it. Oh, yeah, this doesn't feel good. And then they don't eat again. They don't put food in their mouth again until they are physically hungry. And that's it. There's no obsession. There's no worry. There's no fear. There's no beating themselves up. There's no diet mentality. They're certainly not telling themselves, oh, well, I better get back on my diet, because diets are short-term. Food diets, those little food diets are short-term. Food diets are only 10% of the solution to getting the body of your dreams. 90% of it, if you want permanent weight loss, is your mindset. And let me help you out here. Positive thinking is not enough to get a weight loss mindset. A true and solid weight loss mindset is the mindset of a person who has healed the root of what caused them to become overweight in the first place. That needs to just be healed. Get it taken care of. You don't have to dig up the past. At least I don't have to do that with my clients. It depends on who you work with, I suppose. Actually, there's not even any reason to find out why you did become overweight in the first place. And again, though, that's the way that I work with my clients. We start with the now, because that's the only place that you have power. And my clients, they do the proven steps of the inner self diet, which has nothing to do with teaching you how to eat. You already know how to eat. You already know how to exercise. And actually, that is proof to you that you have a mindset problem. You already know how to eat healthy. You already know how to exercise. You know that you need to do these as a lifestyle, but you're not doing them. That is your sign that you have a mindset problem. If you didn't know how to eat healthy, if you were living in a cave and you thought that you were supposed to eat candy all day, every day for some reason, that would be a different story. But you're not living in a cave. There's information galore. You could go to the public library and get a book about how to eat healthy. You know, how to eat as part of a healthy lifestyle. That's not the issue. The issue is that you don't do the things that you know how to do. This also shows you that this is not an issue of intelligence. You already know that you're a very smart person. You're very successful in your business life, in your career life. This shows you that the problem that you have with the inability to stop overeating, the inability to stop binge eating, the inability to stop emotional eating, the inability to stop stuffing yourself, the inability to avoid certain foods that you wish you could, this shows you it's not about intelligence. That is not what is in control of your food and weight struggles. If it was about intelligence, then doesn't it make sense that you would have solved this problem on your own years and years and years and years ago? I'm sure that makes perfect sense to you, doesn't it? All right, so permanent weight loss is the end of all of your struggles. There's no more negative self-talk. There's no more of, well, I should eat that, but I really want to eat this, and I know I'm going to feel bad if I eat this, but I really don't want to eat that, even though they say that I should eat that, and it's better for me, and it'll help me lose weight. I'm just going to eat this instead, and then tomorrow I'll change. Tomorrow I'll be different. Tonight I'll clean out my pantry and put all healthy foods in there, and I'm going to throw out all of the junk food, and I'm going to start again. Well, how many times have you done that? Why wasn't that enough? Permanent weight loss is about living as a naturally slender person lives, having a healthy relationship with food, having a healthy relationship with your body, having a healthy relationship with yourself. That's what permanent weight loss is. People who are naturally slender, they do not diet, and they don't feel guilty about how they eat. They eat what they want, when they are hungry, when they want to eat, and they stop putting food in their mouth when they're physically full. End of story. I know that that sounds very, very simple, and I understand that you're unable to do it. I've worked with many clients who couldn't even remember what physical hunger felt like. They hadn't been physically hungry since they were a child. Obviously, knowing the things that you need to do is not enough. You have to heal the root of why you became overweight in the first place. These problems started when you were a kid, and you can identify when it started for you right now. Just go back in time, and as you go back through all your memories and go back to your first memories that you can find as a tiny child, and then come back up to the first memories that you have of any kind of stress, negativity, any kind of body image problems. Maybe somebody told you, when I said stress or negativity, I mean in the area of food, weight, your body. Maybe someone told you were fat. Very likely you were not even an overweight child. Or maybe you were, but you might not have been, but you thought you were. And maybe even an adult said that you needed to go on a diet. So look at how old you were then. Subtract that age from your current age, and that will tell you how old this problem is. Seeing that number, that helps you see and understand why you haven't been able to solve this on your own. It's too big, and it just keeps getting bigger the more days and years go by without solving it, without healing it. So, why you can't lose weight permanently? Number one, you already know that you have a mindset problem, and that mindset is 90% of your problem. And I've already given you a great deal of information and insight on that, even in this podcast already today, in this episode of the JoLynn Braley Show. So you know that you have a mindset problem. You know that you have to heal the root of your ongoing food and weight struggles if you ever want to achieve permanent success with your weight. But the number one reason why you can't lose weight permanently is this. You tell yourself that you will take care of the inner problem after you lose weight. So you're telling yourself that, yeah, I understand. I know I've got a mindset problem. I know I need help to solve it. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do this diet again. I'm going to do the South Beach diet, or I'm going to do the 6-week body makeover, or I'm going to do the Atkins diet, or I'm going to do Weight Watchers, or I'm going to do Jenny Craig, or I'm going to do the Eat Clean system, or I'm going to do what Dr. Oz says, or I'm going to do what this guy over here says, or this woman over here says, or this information I got from this nutritionist. I mean, we could go on for hours. I mean, how many diets are out there? How many are there exactly? Millions? Billions? I don't know. But you're telling yourself that you're going to just do some other diet, and you're even listening to this podcast right now and thinking of all the things you need to get done. You know, get some food cooked, count your calories, whatever it is that the program that you're on, that you're doing again, tells you to do. Weight Watchers, whatever it is. And you're going to first lose weight, and then after you lose weight, then you will address the inner problem so that you can keep the weight off, because you know you can't keep the weight off until you solve the inner problem. How is that working for you? What are the specific results you are getting from doing this to yourself? Have you ever gotten to your goal weight? If you have gotten to your goal weight, have you kept that weight off? If you have ever gotten to your goal weight, was it fun, easy, and struggle-free for you to get there? If you have ever gotten to your goal weight, has it been struggle-free and fun and easy for you to maintain your weight? So how is it working for you to keep telling yourself that you will take care of the inner problem after you lose weight? You know, it's really interesting because you do this to yourself, and then you never lose the weight anyway, or if you do, you can't keep it off, and then you still tell yourself, well, yeah, I know, it's all a mindset problem. It's all on the inside. I know I have to be thin on the inside to be thin on the outside. Yeah, I know all this. Yeah, I intellectually know all of it. I've analyzed it too. I've read 20 books on it by this author and this author and this author and this author. And there's this psychologist and there's this therapist. And now I'm listening to this podcast by JoLynn Braley, who's a master NLP certified coach and weight loss mindset expert and founder of the Inner Self Diet. And she's helped all of these people to get permanent weight loss. And I know I need her help. You know, I've even been in therapy for 5-10 years, like many of JoLynn's clients, and that therapy never got me the results of permanent weight loss. And yeah, I know all this. I agree. I totally agree. It's 90% mindset. In fact, for me, I feel like it's 100% mindset. I know so much about how to eat healthy and how to exercise. I could teach classes on it. The only thing I don't have is the paper to say that I'm a certified nutritionist or that I'm a certified personal trainer. I know how to do all of that. But I'm going to lose weight first. Yeah, I'm going to just lose weight first, and then I will deal with the mindset problem. That's the number one reason why you can't lose weight permanently and why you don't have permanent weight loss. Why did you become overweight in the first place? Why? What happened? You probably don't even know exactly what happened. You have the memories, which I led you back to a few minutes ago. You know how old this problem is. But even if you do know exactly what it was, you still haven't healed it because you don't know how and you don't know what you don't know. That is why coaching is so valuable and why you can get to where you want to go in such a short amount of time when you work with a certified professional coach who already has the proven system to get you from where you are to where you want to be. All you have to do is follow the steps, and you have to be willing to change and willing to be coached. Be excited about it. Why not? Who wouldn't be excited about such a massive transformation, to actually leave all of your food and weight struggles behind you? The number 2 reason that you can't lose weight permanently is you won't allow yourself to get the help of a professional coach and mentor so that you can get a weight loss mindset in the least amount of time possible. Yep. Here's something else from one of my clients, Laura, who already graduated the Inner Self Diet. She talked about what happened while she waited to hire me. In fact, let's just listen to a short clip from her. And to hear her entire audio testimonial, you can find that at fearlessfatloss.com.
Anything you'd want to say to anyone who maybe they've been on my email easing list for a while, or maybe they've been listening to the other recordings of other folks that I've worked with. They've read all the different testimonials, and they just keep looking and reading, and the time is going by. What would do you have any personal experience with that, or anything you'd like to share?
Yes, I do. And yes, thank you for reminding me of that. For those of you that are doing that and keep reading and keep thinking about doing it, I did the same thing. I read about JoLynn, and I, took the step to set up the call with her, and I just kept letting things get in my way and kept changing the time, and I said, I could do this on my own. I don't need this. It was 1 year later, that I called JoLynn, and I contacted JoLynn and set up the call to go through this course. And over that year, things didn't get better; they got worse. So that vicious cycle got worse, and nothing changed.
Okay, so you heard Laura share with you there what happened while she waited for a year to get my help. Things only got worse. You can look at your own experience in your life. Are things getting better? Have you released all of the struggle with food and your weight? The longer you continue to stop yourself from getting the help that you obviously need, how do you know you need the help? Because you're not living the results of permanent weight loss. You're still struggling. The longer you stop yourself from getting the help you need, the longer you will struggle. Number 3 reason why you can't lose weight permanently is because you do not have a weight loss mindset. Okay? If this is not clear to you yet, here are some questions that will really help you out a lot. Because as long as you continue to chase the food diets, which again, those are only 10% of the solution to your weight problems, as long as you continue to chase food diets and you don't have a weight loss mindset, you'll stay in the struggle. You won't be able to drop the fat and keep it off. You won't be able to be naturally slender. So how can you prove this to yourself right now? How can you prove to yourself that if you already had a weight loss mindset, you wouldn't be struggling with food or your weight? Well, on every episode of the JoLynn Braley Show, I give you questions to ask yourself. Questioning yourself is extremely powerful if you ask the right questions. If you always ask yourself, why is it that I can't stop eating, you'll get an answer to that. If instead you were to ask yourself, what's the quickest and easiest way for me to stop this out of control compulsive overeating, then you'll get an answer to that. And I can tell you what the answer is. I've shared it with you already. The quickest and easiest way to end your compulsive overeating, your emotional eating, your binge eating, stuffing yourself, the quickest and easiest way to put an end to that is to hire a professional certified coach who already has the proven system to ending that struggle. And it needs to be a system that is not about another food diet. It has to be about changing your inner self, changing your behaviors, changing your mindset, changing your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, which are what control you and are what dictate your behaviors. If you could behave in a way like a naturally slender person behaves, and if you could behave like that person without struggle, then what in the world could stop you from losing weight and keeping it off? The Inner Self Diet is not about telling you about new foods to eat. It's about going to the root of the problem, getting a weight loss mindset so that you can behave in a way that naturally slender people behave, so that you can just live a healthy lifestyle and do it without fighting yourself, do it without struggling, do it because you want to do it, because it's who you are. All right, so I said that on each episode of the JoLynn Braley Show, I give you questions to ask yourself. I highly recommend you write these down on paper right now. So pause this podcast if you don't already have pen and paper in front of you, and grab that. If you only listen to me and hear my voice, you won't get hardly anything out of this podcast. If you write these questions, if you type them on a keyboard and then type your answers afterwards, you won't get the connection that occurs between the head, the hand, and the heart, that connection that you will get when you write the question down on paper and then write your answer. Again, these questions are to help you prove to yourself that you have a mindset problem, to prove to yourself that you do not have a weight loss mindset. First question, do I already know how to eat healthy? And write the question down and then answer it. Do I already know how to eat healthy? Yes or no? Okay, very simple question. Question number 2, do I already know how to move my body? Yes or no? Do I already know how to move my body? Yes or no? And move my body in general terms, that is obviously about exercise. But I'm not saying, do you know how, I'm not suggesting you ask yourself, do I know how to do exercises to get six-pack abs? This is just simply, do I know how to move my body? Do I know that walking 30 minutes a day, very simple, that would actually do more for me than not doing it? That's moving your body. Okay? Third question, do I really need any more eating and exercise information? Yes or no? Third question, do I really need any more healthy eating and exercise information? Yes or no? All right? So, if you answered these questions, yes, yes, no, but you are not doing what you already know how to do to live a healthy and fit lifestyle day after day, then that is your proof that you have a mindset problem. When you know how to do and you know what to do, but you're not doing it, then you have a mindset problem. As long as you continue on with an FAT mindset, that is a mindset that is based in fear-attracting thoughts, and that FAT mindset is a perfect match to overeating and overweight. As long as you continue on with an FAT mindset, then you will continue to struggle with food and your weight. You cannot achieve permanent weight loss with an FAT mindset. It's not going to work. It completely defies universal laws. It defies the fact of how you operate, how humans operate. Your brain is your computer. When it is programmed to be fat, then you've got to be fat on the outside. That's how you're programmed right now. You're programmed to be fat. What's exciting is that programming can be changed. Put a weight loss mindset program in there in place of the fat mindset, the FAT, and then you will get the weight loss, the easy weight loss on the outside. Now, I've been saying that the quickest and easiest way to get a weight loss mindset is to hire a professional certified master coach who already has the proven step-by-step system to getting you from where you are in that struggle that never ends, for getting you from that place to the place where you're living struggle-free. And I would be remiss in helping you here on this podcast if I didn't tell you what your next step is to move towards the struggle-free place of freedom. Your next step is to go to discovery-session.com. That's discovery-session.com, and fill out that application for a complimentary weight loss discovery session. That is a complimentary call with me one-on-one so that I can learn more about you and hear from you what it is that you would love to have as a result in your life. Hear from you all of the wonderful things that would change if you could just put an end to your never-ending food and weight struggles. Hear from you what it's like to live with the struggle right now. This is your first step towards struggle-free, permanent weight loss. And once again, you can do that at discovery-session.com. It's time for a commercial break. Today's sponsor of the JoLynn Braley Show is 31 Days of Loving Yourself Thin.com. You can go to 31daysoflovingyourselfthin.com if you would love to take an immediate action step towards loving yourself thin. And you can find out more about this and find out how to take that immediate action step at 31daysoflovingyourselfthin.com. Okay, so let's look at what you learned today, and we will wrap up today's episode of the JoLynn Braley Show. You learned today, first of all, you learned what permanent weight loss is. You learned that it's not about perfection. It doesn't mean that you are always perfect, but it's about a core shift in behavior. It's about replacing your FAT mindset with a weight loss mindset. It's about becoming naturally slender. Permanent weight loss is about getting a healthy relationship with food, a healthy relationship with your body, a healthy relationship with yourself. Permanent weight loss is the end of yo-yo dieting. It is the end of emotional eating. It is the end of compulsive overeating. It is the end of binge eating. It is the end of the shame, embarrassment, and guilt that you feel about how you look and about how you eat. And it's the end of losing weight and regaining it, and losing weight and regaining it, and losing weight and regaining it, which is yo-yo dieting. Permanent weight loss is about getting in alignment with the body you want on the outside. In simple terms, you become that fit, slender person on the inside so that you can take the action without any struggle to do that on the outside. You learned that the inner self diet is the solution to getting from where you are now to where you want to be. You learned that you cannot get there without a weight loss mindset. You also learned that the quickest and easiest way to get permanent weight loss is to hire a certified master professional coach and mentor who already has the proven step-by-step system to get you from where you are to where you want to be. You also learned what happens while you wait and while you don't allow yourself to get that help. You heard what Laura said about that. Laura is just one of the graduates of the Inner Self Diet. You also learned that your first step towards permanent weight loss is at discovery-session.com, and when you go to www.discovery-session.com, that you fill out that complimentary application so that you can apply for a complimentary one-on-one weight loss discovery session if you are serious about ending your food and weight struggles once and for all. One other thing you learned today is that you're not going to achieve permanent weight loss as long as you continue on with an FAT mindset. The only way to permanent weight loss is by healing the root of why you became overweight in the first place. And the quickest way to do that is by working with a professional mentor who can see what you cannot see, who knows what you don't know, who can guide you and help you get out of that struggle that you're in right now. To get a shout out on the JoLynn Braley Show, here's how you do it. Go to thejolynnbraeleyshow.com and click to like our Facebook page, and you will get a shout out on an upcoming episode. Once again, go to thejolynnbraeleyshow.com, click to like our Facebook page, and you will get a shout out on an upcoming episode. If you're subscribed in iTunes, go ahead and give the show a 5-star rating. And while you're at it, give us a 5-star review. Share in your review. What is your biggest aha from the show? Tell us how your awareness has shifted away from the diet mentality, thinking that a food diet would solve all of your food and weight struggles, to the truth that your struggles are 90% mindset. So share your personal biggest aha in your 5-star review for the JoLynn Braley Show. We would love to read that, and you'll be helping other people discover the podcast. On next week's episode of the JoLynn Braley Show, the topic is 3 signs that entitlement is keeping you fat. This is JoLynn Braley, weight loss mindset expert, founder of the Inner Self Diet, and you have been listening to the JoLynn Braley Show. Head on over to fearlessfatloss.com to learn more, and while you're there, you can also grab my free 5-day e-course, which will help you answer the question, is your mindset fit or FAT, and help you discover even more about what's really been stopping you from losing weight for good and what you can do about it. Also, of course, if you are serious about ending all of your food and weight struggles now because you know you deserve to live struggle-free with food and your weight, and you're not willing to put up with this struggle one moment longer, then go to discovery-session.com, fill out your application now for a complimentary weight loss discovery session. Your first step towards the struggle-free freedom from the never-ending battles that you continue to wage with your weight and with food. Here's to your best life in your ideal body.